Studio 33 AD, bringing you Catholic media.
I have a little confession to make, and that is that I like bumper stickers. I like looking at them. I always, when I'm walking, when I see cars with bumper stickers, I always read all of them. I do. It's the truth. When I see cars driving by me, I crane my neck to see what bumper stickers they have on their car. And they're like tattoos for cars, you know? So people, if someone puts a bumper sticker on their car, they really care about something most of the time. And I like silly ones and stuff, but there are some more profound ones. And maybe what's so interesting about bumper stickers is they force you to encapsulate a lot in a little. All right, you have to take like maybe an entire ideology and put one word or one picture or something, right? It's almost like memes on cars. So I notice ones that are common, that are very pervasive, because that means they've succeeded in what they're trying to do. They seem to capture some idea really well, such that many people want to put them on their cars. One of the ones that you'll see here in Boise and everywhere is the Coexist bumper sticker. I know that, yeah, I see some heads nodding, right? You've seen those around. In case you haven't, or in case you can't remember what they look like, it's the word coexist, just the one word, but all the different symbols, all the different letters are replaced by religious symbols from each major world religion. Okay, so you've got the C, right, which is the crescent moon, that represents the entire religion of Islam. You've got a peace sign in there. You've got the Om sign from Hinduism, that's a sacred syllable they recite. You've got the star with the circle around it, which represents paganism and Wicca. You've got the yin yang in there, of course, from Taoism, traditional Chinese religion. You've got the Star of David from Judaism. You've got the male and female signs of the human race. You've got science. There's variations. And of course, thrown in the mix there, at the very end for the T, is always the cross from Christianity, right? It's always included. There's something to be said for this. We have to study this phenomena since it seems to be popular. As a human race, regardless of what religion we belong to, there's something within us that it's not just in Christians that we want to be at peace with our neighbor, right? There's something, we realize world peace is something that's generally to be desired, regardless of faith tradition. And the Catholic Church recognizes this. It recognizes this human impulse. For those of you who don't know, the Vatican have official delegates to most major world religions, in which we partake in interfaith dialogues, where we try to understand them better, make sure we're not mischaracterizing them or needlessly offending them. We hope that they understand us better, right, and offer us the same courtesy. And so we're constantly doing that. We're having these dialogues. And of course, as a matter of faith, right, what our faith teaches us is certainly that we shouldn't needlessly provoke people of other faiths. We certainly should not kill them or persecute them. We don't infringe upon their consciences to the absolute degree that we possibly can. Right? We try to respect the fact that they're convicted of something. And we even recognize, officially, at a very high level, that there are certain truths that we share in common with other faiths. We don't disagree about absolutely everything. Right? We agree with, for example, Jews and Muslims that there is one God. And this was summed up very well in a document called Nostra Aetate from the Second Vatican Council. And it says this: the Catholic Church rejects nothing that is true and holy in these religions. She regards with sincere reverence those ways of conduct in life, those precepts and teachings which, though differing in many aspects from the ones she holds and sets forth, nonetheless, often reflect a ray of that truth which enlightens all men. Very well put. And it's all true. It's dogma of the faith, actually, since it's at an ecumenical council. We're not totally at odds with people in other faith. We strive to the best that we can to live in peace with them. We recognize killing in the name of God is not good or true or right. At the end of the day, our only enemies are the evil spirits that oppose God. They are not other human beings. Those are not our enemies. But it would be incomplete to leave the matter there, to emphasize only this side of the faith, as important as it is, This coexist mentality, is it the final word that Jesus Christ has to offer to us? Live together, don't kill each other, that's it. Right? Is that the final word that he gives us? The Gospel of Luke would seem to indicate otherwise. Listen to this again. Do you think that I have come to establish peace on the earth? No, I tell you, but rather division. And he continues. This division would affect families. From now on, a household of 5 will be divided. It's 3 against 2 and 2 against 3. And then he goes on to name all the different relationships that we have in families, the closest ones. So what is Jesus talking about? What is going on here? Isn't Jesus predicted to be the Prince of Peace by Isaiah? Wouldn't he be the one insisting more than anyone to coexist? Turn the other cheek? He commanded that. Forgive 70 times 7? He commanded that too. He embraced the cross. He asked that of us. He knew all that, and he affirmed all that in his life. But he also knew that he would be an inherently divisive figure. You see, the truth has a very particular effect on people. Very particular, very distinct. People are forced to accept it or not. They cannot remain in the middle once they've been provided with the choice. There are nuances in some things in life. There are. And there are even some, taste and things like that in art and movies and literature, so on and so forth. That's fine. That's taste. But there is objective truth. And in objective truth, you either decide for it or you decide against it. Let me tell you what I mean on a very basic level, a non-controversial level. Either you believe that 2 + 2 = 4, or you don't. There's no in between on that one. You can't nuance that one very much, right? So the whole planet Earth can be divided up into people who believe that and maybe the few people who don't. It's a silly example, right? But it proves a point. Truth causes a decision. It causes a decision. And that's true in math. That's probably one of the easier ones, more agreed upon ones, but it's also true in science. It's also true in philosophy. And unlike what many people say, it is true in matters of faith. It is the truth. This is maybe more true, in fact, in matters of faith in other fields. At the end of the day, Jesus makes claims about himself. He claims that he is the Son of God. He claims that he is the Word incarnate. He claims he is God from God, light from light, so on and so forth. And if that's true, either his word is worth listening to or it's not. There's no in-between passage or a decision or idea that makes really much sense at all. Jesus, he doesn't allow for that, right? So when someone puts Jesus on the same level as another religious teacher, whether it be Buddha or Muhammad or anyone else, pagan deities, as the coexist sticker seems to imply, what a person is actually saying, whether they realize it or not, is that they do not accept Jesus' claims. They do not accept them, right? They're actually making a counterclaim. One of two things. Either there is no truth, and they're all equally valid fictions. Just choose whatever you want, it's fine, none of it's real anyway. Or that person looks at all the different religious traditions, decides what's true from them, and makes their own thing, right? And if that's the case, well, then they're their own God, aren't they? They're the deciders of truth. So that's what makes sense of all what people are doing in our society right now, whether they have the bumper sticker or not. People start with what they like to do, what feels good, and then they work their way backwards to figure out, well, I guess I must believe this, whether explicitly or implicitly. But it's really the opposite in Christ's case. We should see what is right, what is true, what is good, what is just, objectively, and then we bend our lives in conformity to that. So there are really only two choices with religious truth. Either a person tries to bend reality to fit their desires, or they bend their desires to fit around reality. And of course, there is nothing more real, there is no reality more heightened than the Word made flesh, Jesus Christ himself. Remember, truth is a person. Truth is a person. And changing yourself to fit around reality is very difficult. That is the cross. That is the cross. So many do not choose it. It's the most difficult thing, really. But there's a blessing that comes from choosing the cross, from choosing truth, objective truth, and conforming yourself to it. And the blessing is this: it's unity. It's unity. Many people seek unity without truth, and that's a false unity. But if everyone is conforming themselves to the same truth, guess what? They're also conformed to each other, because they're all conformed to the same thing. And if you have unity, you know what follows from there? True peace. True peace. Truth, then unity, then peace. In that order. In that order. It just is a little small illustration of this. I went to the seminary. The seminary that I went to was very racially and culturally diverse. Very. One of the most that of any place I've been. And it was also one of the most harmonious places in terms of the student body. The reason for that, I believe, was because we all believed in Jesus Christ. And we took him at his word, regardless of what culture we came from, what language we spoke, what race we belonged to. Just a small illustration of that. So, what can we take from all of this? Well, we all want world peace, don't we? We should. It's good. We should try to coexist, as I mentioned. But if you want world peace, if you want to coexist, the only way to truly do that is through Jesus Christ, because only he is the way, the truth, and the life.